So, today we are going to talk about language test that you have to give as part of your PR application, and you have to show that you either know English or you know French. Um, if you are fluent in English, then you have to give English test, and if you are fluent in French, of course you have to give French test. For English, there are two exams that are approved for PR. One is CELPIP General, and one is IELTS General. For French, we have TEF Canada and TCF Canada. These are the two tests approved by IRCC for permanent residency in Canada. So, for each of these tests, the validity of the test result is 2 years, and it should not expire the date you apply for your PR, which is your AOR or application of receipt. So the day you get your AOR, till that date it should not be expired. As simple as that. We'll talk about a special case by end of this video, so stay tuned. I'll talk about one of the cases where it was pretty close in the end and still that succeeded, and where to place this test result in PR package. This is very important because when you will see that PR application requirement will come to you, you will see that there is no place you have to given to specifically upload this language result. So in the last video, episode 10, I talked about study documentation, and there we talked about this front page that we talked about, where you can see second thing is language test. So you can club the language test detail in the study documentation itself. So first will be your highest education. It can be your Canada education or approved by any agency approved designated to carry out your equivalency ECA. Whatever it is, keep it on the top, and then second one you can keep your CELPIP or IELTS, whatever you have given. And then let's go back to this. So there's a reference in here. You can pause and get the reference. This is the actual canada.ca reference which talks about this. We are gonna cover all the details here. No need to go there, but that's the extended reading in case you want it. So, language test in English mostly, where people mostly go for English. So, there are two tests we talked about: CELPIP General and IELTS General. There are other tests as well. CELPIP has an academic one, and IELTS also has an academic one. Academic one is not accepted at all. So we are gonna only specifically talking about CELPIP General or IELTS General. Here also, if you see CLB level, so CLB level is very important. This is what you have to focus on. Let's focus on CLB 7, and then we'll talk about why we are focusing on CLB 7 later. So CLB 7, when you see here, in speaking, listening, reading and writing, 4 sections of the test, you have to get 7 each to get a CLB level 7. If you drop in any of those, for example, you drop in reading as 6 and others are 7, that will be considered as CLB 6 and not 7. So whatever it's written here, 7, you will qualify for CLB 7. IELTS General, you see 7, it's speaking is 6, listening is 6 to 7, reading is 6, and writing is 6, you'll get 7 CLB. Anything dropping here, you won't be getting 7 CLB, right? So you have to be very specific here. Whatever is written, if anything lower than that, that will reduce your CLB level. Now, why we were talking about CLB 7 so specifically? So if you see the requirements, so different categories within the PR process, we have different requirements for language. And I talked about these in the previous videos, like you can go to episode 3 and watch them, or episode 1, where we talked about what is federal skilled worker program, or what is Canadian experience class. This is episode 11. We are here and we are talking about specifically about what is the language requirement for each of these, right? So you see that if you come as FSW or federal skilled worker, this is mostly for people who have experienced in the foreign country and they came here directly. In that case, their English should be CLB 7. So CELPIP again 7, you can see in the previous slide, and also IELTS at 7, right? Whatever the speaking, listening, reading, writing, whatever is required for 7, you have to get that. As simple as that. Federal Skill Trade Program, you see here it's little lesser because this is mostly focusing the business class, right? FSW means service class. Definitely you need to be better at service. Canadian experienced class. So tier 0 and tier 1. Tier 0 is management where I applied, and tier 1 is people in technical areas which need specific degree, right? For them CLB 7 is required. So for me CLB 7 was required. I could not have done without that. Tier 2 or tier 3, where diploma is required or where no degree is required but work experience is required, you go for CLB 5, right? So these are different requirements for different classes and different tiers. So you have to first see where you lie, and then accordingly you have to target, boss, what CLB I want, and accordingly you have to fix your goal, what how much I need in listening, reading, writing, all the four, right? Now comes the cost. So this test incurs a huge cost. It is 322 CAD for CELPIP, and IELTS also you have a huge cost. So I'll have a specific video on CELPIP and IELTS later, but to be honest, there are a lot of videos on YouTube. I don't want to repeat stuffs. This thing you can find anywhere, what is there in IELTS and what is there in CELPIP. I'm just talking about what specifically documents you need for your PR and how you should create them to have a better PR application. So here you see CELPIP I had given. So far I have given IELTS academic for my student application. I had done that, which was not of course eligible here because you don't want academic here, you want general one here. So either IELTS general, CELPIP general. I chose CELPIP general. So here the fees was 322. Now CELPIP overall structure, if you want to see, there is a YouTube link I have put in here. You can pause the video and get the link. So now the special case I was talking about initially, right? So my CELPIP I gave in 2020 December, right? And it was expiring on 5th of December 2022 because 2 years was going to be over, right? Now the PR application that I had to submit, the window was till 11th of December, but I couldn't wait till 11th of December, right? Else my CELPIP would have expired and I would have been ineligible. So I applied for PR on 1st of December. Because on 5th November I completed 1 year. So before that I could not, and after 5th December I could not. I had a very small window within which I had to apply. On 1st of December I applied for PR, and the same day I received my AOR, application of receipt, right? So before you should get your AOR before your CELPIP or IELTS general test expires. That's the only rule. And then finally good news was my application was accepted and I went through. So if you have any doubts in the end date should be the date your AOR was done. Before that you should have active language test proficiency. That's it. So that's everything for language test. So this 11th episode, if you have not watched the previous ones, please watch it because they are all very important and they all are sequential and very important if for documentation point of view, each and every point that I considered. um that's everything for now for today, and yeah, keep watching Simple Brains. We talk about immigration and tourism here. And if you like our videos, please give us a like and subscribe us. Thank you so much.